It feels like the system is condoning corruption from where we are coming from. So I know there was a report, the Maraga report, the presidential task force that gave recommendations. But what is the ministry doing before the report is implemented?
So first is that, yes, the Maraga task force made a number of recommendations. Some of them touch on what needs to be done to deal with the issue of corruption. Now, I would want us to look at corruption not just as a police thing, because the police officers are Kenyans. They are part of the entire society, or that we call Kenya. And for the police officer to take a bribe, someone must be willing to give bribe. Of course, you've talked about the inconveniences, which then would give people an excuse to opt for giving out a bribe. So as a government, number one is how do we address these inconveniences? Now, one of the biggest achievements that we have as an administration is to digitize a number of government services. So whether you're looking for a license, increasing them from 300 to 20,000 services. That has significantly reduced the appetite, one, for people to transact or to handle cash, meaning that you drastically bring down the element of corruption in transactions or in access to government services. Now, within the police service, particularly the traffic police, again, we've talked about capacitating the police. We've talked about improving the terms and conditions of service of the police, so that then we don't have an excuse of why someone would want to look for extra coin to keep them or to sustain their lifestyle. But beyond that, there is what we must do with ourselves as Kenyans on why we must be able to all fight corruption and avoid being involved. Now, we are working on introducing what has worked in other jurisdictions for the police, what we are calling the body cameras. And in other jurisdictions, you find with the introduction of these body cameras, in most cases, you end up with a situation where actually the culprits are actually not even the police. Now, this is going to give us a very good opportunity where we are able to play out what is even the level of interaction. What has this person said or discussed with the police even before someone is charged, or either there is an assault or someone has been arrested. And for me, this is something that is going to be a big game changer, not just in helping us fight or curb corruption, but also to deal with other criminal elements or aspects of what we see on a day-to-day basis, particularly where the police are accused of not being good enforcers of law and order. So that then this would become something that is a responsibility of both the police, but also as well as the public. And for sure, when people know that someone is watching, for some reason, we tend to be well behaved. And I think with the cameras on our streets, in our offices, it would help us to be a bit more disciplined and a bit more responsible. And it will go a long way in helping us deal with the question of corruption, because it is something that has a net effect of taking away all the good things we might want to achieve as a country.
So would the detectives from the DCI also wear the body cams if they do come true?
You know, the detectives, they will not be, they're not public facing. Now, your regular police is very public facing. Now, whether they wear body cams or not, there's an element of officers being able to identify themselves when they are interacting with the public, particularly where you are being picked up for questioning. But where we are gathering intelligence or investigating a criminal activity, I think we need to look at it more broadly so that then we don't take away the ability of the officers to pick something that would be good for public order and safety.